To you by Keel Fish Shack.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you live today from Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea. We're on Defo's home turf, and Defo was able to hobble on down. What is going on with you in this foot? Is this a new issue, or what's happening?
Seems completely separate from the ugliness that I incurred at the beginning of the year, but sort of popped something in my Achilles area. I thought it was going to be okay, but it's been about a week and change. It exacerbated the situation by sort of messing up my knee for a couple of days. So, yeah, it's been a rough go. But I managed to get a doctor's appointment, believe it or not.
This year.
Not only, I was so shocked. What is today, Thursday?
Today is Thursday, April 25th.
I got an appointment with a new guy. Monday to take a look at this thing.
Well, because you got Medicare. Are they bringing the chauffeured limousine too?
They said they were going to send a car for me, but that is the magic terminal. Medicare and a supplement, and they're all, it's all green lights.
I'm having some tooth issues. I have to go for a root canal next week. Well, I have to go to the endodontist to see if I need a root canal, but I have no dental insurance. So when I call up, and they said, what insurance do you have? I said, none of the above. And they said, well, let's see, we can maybe, next, May 5th.
They can't hold off on something like this, though. Isn't it killing you?
Well, the way it is, I went to my regular dentist yesterday. He put me on some antibiotics. So the way it works is if you have an infection in the tooth with the root and you need the new, need the root canal, you got to be on the antibiotics for a stretch to kind of clean everything out before they start doing things.
The root canal, people had a giant fear of root canals, but and I, back when dentistry was still somewhat in the Stone Age.
Well, my dad.
I had any number of them. Your dad was a dentist,
and a grandfather. Yes,
but I don't think in my experience, and I happen to have a really good dentist, Dr. Michael Nudelberg, but and he wasn't a root canal guy, so we would send you out to another place. But the actual activity of the root canal wasn't nearly as threatening as it used to be.
They made it sound a lot worse. So, but here's the thing. I got scarred, not from my father and grandfather, and I used to go for my, cleanings, and I had cavities as a kid.
But they would break out a sledgehammer.
Well, this was
primitive.
It was in the Middle Ages of dentistry. No, what scarred me, and I think many others, remember the movie Marathon Man with Dustin Hoffman?
Dustin Hoffman. He was great.
And Laurence Olivier played the evil Nazi dentist who did that infamous torture scene.
Did you often see? You'd be a wise guy like me. You would be making Marathon Man 100%. References to the dentist, even if he doesn't get them. But I've had this Dr. Michael Nudelberg was a great guy, and he would literally have his knee in my chest, and two nurses holding me in the chair as he was yanking teeth out. I had a horrible situation with my uncared for dentistry. But he solved a lot of problems.
I just won't forget that scene because, of course, he had the drill without any Novocaine, without anything, and he kept asking him questions. Is it safe? Is it safe? And Dustin Hoffman, yes, it's safe. It's so safe you wouldn't believe it. He's just making stuff up. That has stuck with me.
You notice that's never on the video screen that they have in the dentist's office. They never have like a Marathon Man. It's always somebody with a new smile and a set of dentures that just automatically went in after one visit.
Exactly, magic.
Cost them about $18, all total.
So, the only good thing of this has been a problem child tooth. It's number 15 for those of you keeping score at home, which is an upper left molar. Every tooth has a number, and
here's number 15. You may as well kiss it goodbye.
No, but I've had a number of issues. It's had cavities, and then it feels like it's got stuff caught in there. And then finally, he said it's time to put a crown on it. This is my regular dentist, Dr. Blake Parker in Hollywood. He's a great dentist too.
Nice.
And they put the temp crown on. I had no issues. They put the permanent crown on, and all of a sudden I started getting this throbbing pain. And he explained that sometimes when the permanent crown goes on, after they do all the prepping and the other work on it that then the nerve goes after that.
That sounds like baloney.
Here's the
fact. Well, that sounds like a general manager who just drafted Caleb Williams, and it turns out he's missing his left arm.
There was some unfortunate financial ramifications to this. Number one, I just paid a bunch of money for the crown. Now I'm going to have to pay a bunch of money for the possible
none of it goes
root
on
canal.
them? Like, I don't,
but
no wonder you're selling your mother's jewelry.
But I said, how does it work? Do they have to take the crown off and you got to put a new crown on? He goes, no, there's a way they could go and do the root canal up through like the upper part of the tooth without removing the new crown. And he said,
this is especially appropriate since we're at Even Keel Fish Shack about to chow down on Brad's great food.
No, but I am bringing it back to the whole food and the show because the only good news is because I use my mouth to eat every day.
You write it off.
It's a business expense.
You should write it off. I really think you should.
100%.
I don't know that it matters for tax purposes. You should just follow in the footsteps of Donnie Trump.
The big bite,
avoid them all. Avoid them.
The big bite is definitely part of the show, and my mouth and tooth number 15
you have to be able to do
is
it.
a huge part of the big bite.
Or we couldn't do a show.
In my mind,
otherwise the show's ratings go into the toilet.
We couldn't be able to do a show if you couldn't speak.
People start to question if they even want to carry it on Let's Eat South Florida. I'm with you.
So
all right, so get it done.
Well, and it's
you
funny.
want us to chip in? I got
no. Well, here's the funny part: how God provides. Like
I just say right
before I got this news that when my teeth was throbbing and that I might need a root canal, which is going to be $1,595.
Jesus.
I did take.
Not that you're concerned about the money. No wonder you were with Jeff Melvin there at Beverly.
Well, that's exactly how it went. Is that even before I got the news, I had my bag of trinkets, some of this jewelry and leftover scrap gold from my.
I love the way you're walking
parents.
around town with a bag of jewelry now, and there's a couple of stores right here where you might be able to.
You can use it in a poker game.
Poker game. You got the deed to your house. You got a watch. Your grandmother's earrings.
It's very sad what it's come to, but I had this bag of trinkets, and my mom had jewelry that was sentimental to her that she gave to my daughter.
You got rid of that first.
I'm not a jewelry guy.
I was going to say, did you ask your daughter first if there was anything she wanted?
And my parents had a bunch of good jewelry that got burgled at one point. It was actually a burglary.
Is that the right word?
Yeah,
you did
burgled.
a lot of crime stories. Yeah,
burgled. I like the word burgled. It's like gruntled.
Would Sarnia let that go if he was on the desk? You saw burgled in an article? I don't think so.
A lot of people say they got robbed, and actually that's incorrect because robbery connotes that you're there in the house at the time and somebody actually physically assaulted you. Burglaries are when nobody is home, and my parents were victims of.
I've incurred both, having grown up in New York.
I've only had the latter, not the former.
We had a house burglary at my house in Brooklyn. My mom lost a lot of her valuable,
that sucks.
Real gold jewelry from her family. But in any event, had this little bag of scraps. I didn't expect much of anything, but saw your old buddy Jeff Malvin. I said your name.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I walked in. I said my name was Mike. He looked at me. Says, "Are you Mike Mayo?" And I was like,
he's a big sports guy, Jeff.
Well, he was a huge sports guy. Big Doug McClain was his spokesman at one point. And
he was a big advertiser on Sports Talk Radio for a long time. We always appreciate Jeff.
Beverly's Jewelers. And I got to thank our friend Blanche Maines because when I was talking about this
Beverly Jewelers?
Beverly Jewelers.
Geez,
Blanche Maines on the chat line the other week.
Blanche is a very, very useful person to know.
She
really
fits
is.
right in.
She can fix things. I mean, she's amazing. She's better than Michael Cohen was for Donald.
She is the fixer. She said, go to Beverly's.
Legal.
They're very fair. The Malvin family are great. And I didn't know Jeff. But I walk in there. It's the second day of Rosh Hashanah. Of Passover. And he said, you're lucky. I usually am not here at all, but my usual guy who does the appraisals is religious, so he took the day off. But he sees me walk in. He recognizes me, but not just so much from the sports writing days, which is ancient history.
Not from this show.
The Let's Eat South Florida group. His wife is one of those fanatics, and I've been running into a lot of them. It seems like the women in the household can't get enough of this group.
No doubt.
A lot of them are lurkers that you would never dare set foot and actually leave a comment or post anything. But they just love to follow it. And because it's good entertainment. It's like a soap opera. 100%. But Jeff was just saying his wife is obsessed with the group, loves my snarky comments. And anyway,
you have a favorable viewpoint of my work.
He spoke very highly of you.
He did. Well, that's
he didn't know the connection right away. I guess
I told him that we co-host a show about food, and that you're still doing the sports thing in the morning on, on the internet.
Well, which Lubie and I made a major breakthrough, I think, in that regard. Well, we don't know. So far, I think we made $14.
Fingers crossed for Caffeine TV.
It's happening. It's
good.
It's all happening.
Well, that's congratulations because you definitely deserve getting a little traction on that morning talk, sports talk. And also, Jeff Malvin was talking highly about your, our friend Dave Gurgley with
very
he says
good guy,
he also used to do
I
a lot of work with him.
I think I bought the wedding ring for my second marriage there.
He didn't remember which one.
I think I spent about $2,500 on that.
He didn't know.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Good for you.
That was back in the day too.
Jeff did not
Wow,
know
that's
which
like 10 grand nowadays,
which number wife it was because
we were both in there. Yeah, he took care of us personally.
He said, I told him you're on number 3 now, and but he was asking about you, and he said, Jeff, great guy,
what's funny is
quick wit. So good on the radio.
My third wedding ring I actually got in a neighborhood that you wouldn't want to venture into necessarily in Palm Beach with a friend of mine who was in the auction business, and I said, well, this is a source for a lot of my stuff, and I'm not sure it didn't have any kind of identifying marks on it, that's for sure, and no doubt a lot of stuff, serial numbers and things have been erased. But Jeff did a great job. He really is a very reputable guy, so I'm glad you got
it was great. And he said, so why, he goes, where do you live? I said, I live down south, Dania, Hollywood. He goes, well, there's a million stores. Why did you come here? And I said, Blanche Mains.
Yeah.
I said, on my show, these people sing your praises. And he was pleased to hear that. I did not hit him up for a sponsorship, but he did take care of it.
Did you give him the look when he offered you like 500 less than you were expecting?
No, he actually played a game, and it was like kind of almost like the Price is Right. I didn't want to go over, but he said, how much do you think you got here? And I said, maybe like 400, 425.
400?
No, and it turned
you had like 20 grand.
Low. Yeah,
no, I didn't have 20 grand. It was
should have
just
said like
scraps.
5 grand just to be a jerk.
No, I didn't know. But I ended up getting almost $1,400, which isn't
Sweet.
bad.
That's a score.
That's a nice trifecta.
Pays some bills for next month, and I'm going to take my daughter out for a nice brunch this Sunday.
Nice.
We'll have a little daddy-daughter time before she gets into graduation month.
I don't know if this counts as a food experience, but I had a wild one yesterday.
Okay, go for it.
I just found a new source of inebriation at the Move medical dispensary up there in Lighthouse Point.
Okay.
So I tried this thing out, and I didn't know what its impact was going to be. And then I walk into Costco with the Mustang.
That's the worst place to be high.
When you're hungry and stoned is
Disney World and Costco, two places you don't necessarily want to be.
And once again, we don't condone the use of marijuana,
No,
except if you have a medical card.
It's all legal.
He has a medical card. This is all sanctioned by the state of Florida.
Well, I upgraded the dosage. I should have brought you guys some of this stuff, but
You may have to
that would be
tomorrow.
I'll bring some tomorrow
tomorrow.
because you'll need it at the track, no
I'm
doubt, to
intrigued.
ease the pain. But the food experience there, and I don't know, is it discussed often on Let's Eat South Florida? Costco and
hot dogs,
and the whole food experience. Not just what they prepare there. I mean, they have outrageously reasonable prices at the hot food stand that they have, which and it seems like they do a very nice job of providing you with
food solid.
Which
real
Costco
quality.
was this?
This was Sample Road in Margate.
Okay, because my Costco, the closest one to me is, I think it's like the 8th ring of hell in Dante's Inferno. It's the one on University Drive in 595.
Oh, Davies, your closest
I can't
one.
even.
This one's very busy.
That one really sucks.
I am a member of BJ's Wholesale Club, which is closer to me. And I'm a big advocate. I like the wholesale clubs. I mean, certain things.
You know what? For a lot of items, it's great, and they actually have really good food items.
Yes.
Food's good.
The weird thing is, though, you have to buy it in a supply that would supply, the people on Gilligan's Island,
the Ukrainian
for their
army
entire stay there. Yeah.
Subsist
I mean, I was looking at some chicken salad because they actually have like pretty good stuff.
They do.
But it was like $15, and it was a 2-year supply. Right. Now, can you freeze chicken salad? Would be
I would not.
I wouldn't either.
The problem when you live solo, and now I'm going to be an empty nester, is basically
You don't need
the only
Costco.
thing I'm good. It's good for is like you buy
Toilet paper,
towel.
napkins, and then it's like a 2-year supply.
I
because
tell you
I'm
what's very reasonable there is wine.
I was going to say
It's
the
very
wine
reasonable,
prices
and
are
that's
fantastic.
why we go, because the Mustang buys 18 bottles of Kirkland Sonoma Chardonnay, and it's $8 a bottle as compared to a similar variety of wine. It's usually 15 or 16.
No, we got the wine for my wedding and my sister-in-law's wedding there. The prices are
And they have upscale wines too. It's not like that. That's all they have is a low end.
BJ's comparable. I mean, people seem to like Costco more because they have a little bit wider variety.
I think they have
Jordan
more,
in there
too.
and a lot of good brands.
They go back and forth. BJ's has some also excellent upscale wines that you get. I saw one was $18.99 that you usually see retailing for
Very good. No, it's good
$28,
prices
$29.
on it.
So
anyway, I can't resist. I'm a big fan of the rotisserie chicken.
Yeah,
but
it's great.
You're wondering what you're getting. I mean, now at Publix, you get what is
scrawny little
tantamount
birds
to a sparrow by comparison
for like $5 more.
What you get at Costco. Now,
Central Park pigeons.
I know that these are going to be gigantic, but I did not expect to see a picture of Victor Conti of Balco Labs. As if he was like Charlie Purdue or whatever that guy's name is. I mean, this chicken was gigantic, Michael. I mean,
they pump them full of fluids. That's the bad part. But
I started hallucinating after. Very good.
How much are they? Because at Costco,
it was like $8, and it was.
It went up to 8 or
yeah,
what?
it might have been less. It might have been 6.
I think it's like
6.
At BJ's Wholesale Club, I think they call it, like a loss.
It might be $5.95.
It's $5.99. It's $5.99 at
BJ's
Costco.
Wholesale Club. You get these plump. I think it's like almost a 4-pound or 5-pound rotisserie chicken for $4.99.
Oh wow!
If you want to go for the smaller 3-pound bird, that's the organic and more. It doesn't.
This thing looks like a turkey. I swear.
I
thought it was Thanksgiving.
Harvest Land organic one with the no added antibiotics is I think like $6.49 for 3 pounds or $4.99 for the big Mama, the 5-pound one. I love those. They come out juicy.
It was very delicious, but even my dogs were looking at me funny. Like, you're going to give us a piece of that?
Well, it's funny you mentioned chicken because
it wasn't Delaware. I can assure you. I mean, compared very unfavorably in terms of health quality with Delaware chicken.
Because what they do is they fill it through syringes like Bob Baffert-sized needles.
Jose Canseco was at the demonstration table. They were handing out slices
filled with this saline liquid that pumps it up, makes it juicy, makes it heavier.
Yeah.
They're good. I mean, for having it around the house.
Absolutely delicious. I have to say.
Yeah, having it around the house to cut it up and put it in salads if you're trying to eat lighter and healthier like me. Now, you mentioned a good
I don't
roasted.
know, healthier maybe in parentheses.
Right.
On
you don't want to look at the sodium content.
It's not deep fried.
The
I'm
sodium
not even sure
content.
about that. It's the hormones. Because you know what? I still see. I was seeing the sign the whole time. I love this sign at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, one of our fine sponsors, and it says absolutely no hormones, hormone-free.
No added
now their
antibiotics.
chickens are similar in size, but at the same time, you realize, wow, this is all pure essence of what you want.
Yes.
That's,
and then if you lived on these chickens, which you're thinking you're eating healthy, I mean, you're probably going to end up starting to glow in the dark after a while.
Well, it's funny you mentioned chickens because he has a roasted chicken on the menu here at Even Keel. And again, we're at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard. There's also one on East Las Olas Boulevard. I'll be heading there tonight for happy hour. Val has a friend in town.
You're doing a doubleheader.
I'm doing a Keel doubleheader.
Good for you.
Brad's going to be bringing out some great dishes at 1:30, including the roasted chicken. He's got a new swordfish dish for summer. He's got the soup that Lubie just begs for. We're going to have a nice...
I'll give you an underrated dish here, Mike Mayo, and I was turned on to it by a couple of guys that you're friends with. Of course, I saw having lunch here one day was the great Peter Nasca and his good buddy and our good buddy, Joe Casal, who is quite a chef and a very impressive food guy himself. And Nasca was having a chicken Caesar salad here.
Yes.
Which, I'm a big fan of salads and all that. And they did it. It was so innovative. It was so typical Brad and Even Keel restaurant because it was great. The way they did the chicken on the chicken Caesar here, what was absolutely phenomenal. It was one of the most desirable salads and varieties of this I've ever seen.
It's elevated food. It's just a nice casual atmosphere.
Fish and seafood, obviously. Fish Shack is the name, but they have a double smash burger that's made with some quality meat from our friends at Sunshine Provisions, Mike Saperstein. That's one of the finest burgers in town. They have the roasted chicken. They do everything well here because that's what, Brad and Dave pride themselves on.
Well, what a great job they did on that. Anything you get here, we always say that, and it seems like we're shilling for the place, but pretty much anything you get here, it's surprisingly good in terms of quality.
Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved.
And the prices are great for fresh fish.
Now,
got the stamp on it.
It's got the stamp of approval. Hey, before we get into our first break, I did want to ask you one last thing about Costco because you got the rotisserie chicken. You were impressed with
so dangerous.
It's dangerous when you're
carts are the shopping carts are supersized,
hungry and high. But
then you got the people with the platform thing, the flatbeds,
not just the shopping cart, but
I've got a bad Achilles.
They load up trucks. They load up. And I see, a lot of people that run group homes and things. I don't want to know about, what
we may be in one sooner than we care to think.
What funds might be being abused, but I see them load up those platform carts
with
platform
carts
cases
kill me, man.
And cases of bottled water and bottled
And
products.
juices.
That's all
and-
okay.
And either baby food or adult diapers,
Yeah.
depending on the group.
With the
home that
election
you're in.
coming up and what's going on in Iran and Israel, you can't be too careful or
No, you never
too
know.
unprepared for an apocalypse.
No, well, we
The
saw
horror,
that.
the horror.
We saw that during the
Yeah.
pandemic when people would just make the run for the toilet paper and the paper.
I have enough
towels.
toilet paper to wipe my ass until I'm 97. Somebody else will be assisting me by the time I run out of this batch of toilet paper at Mustang bought yesterday.
That is a visual that I didn't want to see before lunch. But but the hot dogs at Costco is what gets the
supposedly
most
really
commotion.
good. I was tempted to get one.
It's like
really was.
Nathan's.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
a real,
I know
it's like a Nathan's or a
You're
something of that
making
nature.
better life choices, but the
I wouldn't go
Costco-
out of my way to eat a hot dog, but I really would have loved one.
the Costco hot dog.
Yeah.
Remember that was, I think, the all-time biggest viewed post on Let's Eat.
It's still like $1.50 now.
Person, it's
Yeah.
always been $1.50. The holding
With a
it
drink. And it's a big
because
hot dog.
that is what's known as a loss leader. They want to get people.
It
in
comes
the
with a
door.
drink and 2 rolls of toilet paper.
But it's
No,
supposedly.
that should be its
It's
kind.
not
I've
a foot
never-
long, but it's a big dog. Oh, no, it is the
I've
the
never
Costco is a
eaten
foot.
one of these dogs. People rave
I
about this.
haven't
Never.
either. Yeah, I
This
don't think I
woman
have.
wrote a like a Mike Mayo-esque high critic review
about
of
it.
Does he have a rap album coming out, Brad? What's
Listen,
going on?
listen. But
I thought it was Flo Rida behind the bar here.
the Costco hot dog post that the woman wrote this. Well, Brad is shouting. I don't even know what's
It's
going
okay.
on.
No, you were telling
You're
a
good,
story
you're
here.
Yeah, well, the
Yeah.
Costco hot dog post that this woman wrote this intricate
She did
review
like a real
singing
post
its
about it.
praises got, I think it was almost 1 million views. It was like
yeah?
800,000 views.
I would imagine mostly favorable.
It went viral,
Yeah.
but it was funny because she did it in a way that was
Like when you go to these restaurants.
like treating this hot dog as the like the gastronomic feast that we had yesterday. That tuna carpaccio yesterday at Casa d'Angelo.
Chef Angelo.
Angelo Elia and Angelo
My
Massanova.
buddy worked for him for a long time. My friend Francesco.
Oh yeah,
was a chef there. I don't know if you mentioned his name because
I didn't bring him
Angelo
up.
would probably have taken an unfavorable view of you guys being there because of all the horses that Francesco gave him probably over the years while he was making this entrepreneurial surge.
Well,
Which is that not? I mean, where would you rate that worldwide in terms of Italian restaurants that you've been to, Mike Mayo? Because I used to go there a lot when they first opened, and it was phenomenal, and it still is. The last time I was there was probably a couple of years ago, but does it rank in the top 10 maybe Italian restaurants?
I mean, I've had some
Is
of
that
my
possible? That's saying a lot. I mean,
finest meals. Forget Italian. Just
Yeah.
some of my
Restaurants overall, it
finest
feels like
meals in South Florida have been at Casa d'Angelo. You know,
really
it's got the
good. I mean,
original
you
one in
can't go
Fort
wrong,
Lauderdale.
right? Yeah.
I had, yesterday, Chef Angelo Massanova prepared the bison fillet that was delicious
Oh, and
with
that's a
a
big thing here.
port wine reduction.
Yeah.
Last time I was in there,
Did
one of
Lubie
the,
indulge?
yeah, he
that
had
was
it.
great.
nice.
It was
One of the
great.
last times I was in there, I had elk chops with a cherry
chops,
gastrique. I mean, they doing some things. This is not a red sauce pasta joint,
No,
even
no.
though they do some.
No, it's high
basic-
end. I mean, it's beautiful. Yeah.
It's a beautiful
They
place.
do a great job. I mean, whatever you have there, it's absolutely
They
sensational.
do
How,
a
did,
really
how I
good
got
job.
from Costco hot dogs to Casa
But
d'Angelo.
I mean, it
don't
was all in a
cover
day.
it all.
It was all in a day. You
Yeah,
cover all
cover it
bases.
all.
I
That's
do
why you're
cover
Mike
all
Mayo.
bases.
That's why
and
you're
I am
feared.
intrigued. I basically.
Have you never? It's a really good hot dog.
I
I think it's
would-
like a Nathan's.
I
think
would
it's a
like
really
Let's
good
go
hot
there
dog.
and have one.
I would like to
We
try
should do a show
the
there.
Costco
randomly.
hot dog.
Can we do a
That's-
show from the picnic area there?
We probably
whatever that is?
could.
We
Yeah.
probably could set up, but
We
you know
Because
me.
they had other offerings that looked
No, they have
equally
a lot of stuff.
inviting. I mean,
I'd
really
rather get permission and a paycheck
yeah,
if we could.
I'm
But
open.
did. Even if we
We
could
don't have
trade,
a
we'll
wholesaler.
take out trade.
how many hot dogs would it take to get the lunchbox out to a
No,
Costco
no,
near
let me
you?
ask you this, though,
100.
while you're on it. I'm assuming the answer I know, is a place that originated in Coney Island. But your Mike Mayo's favorite hot dog ever would be what?
Oh, it's the original Nathan's.
So it's
original Nathan's.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Mine's
snap
Nathan's
of the
too.
dog with
The real Nathan's.
mixed
No,
with the
you,
sea salt from the air of next to the
West
Atlantic
Coast
Ocean.
guys would say Pinks.
Yeah,
I never had
And I
Pinks.
would have to say, as a Nathan's guy,
I heard Pinks
Nathan's
is
would be my
good.
answer. Pinks is definitely,
up there.
I mean, it's 1 and 1A, right?
Okay.
Right in the category. Yeah.
Again, original
Not in
Nathan's
Vegas,
only.
but the one in Los Angeles.
Original
Yeah.
Nathan's only. Coney Island, corner of Surf and Stillwell, is my favorite hot dog in the world.
So hot
you-
dogs at the beach are generally very good anyway, even
Yeah,
if they're
yeah.
not great hot dogs.
It
They
feels
still,
like
for
it,
some
yep.
reason, it tastes great.
Where do we have a house-made hot dog somewhere that
There's a house
they made their own hot dog? Where they actually grind up, their own meats
I
and
know
put
you're
it in
saying, but who did
casing.
that?
I'm gonna on the first break.
What would
I'm
be
gonna
the go-to place here in South
Well, I'm
Florida?
jogging my memory.
I was going to say our Betters.
I had a
our
house-
Betters in Miami.
Our
is a
Betty's
go-to.
does a nice
Oh,
job,
yeah.
but it's not a house.
Well, Hot Dog Heaven's I think open again, and they're all whenever I want to go there, they're always closed. I think they're
Vienna
open now.
beef. Yeah, no. Well, Hot Dog Heaven they take the July off, but
they're open now.
they've been there for a long time. It's going to come to me. All right, let's take our first break.
You did well there, man. For a guy with a bad tooth.
Yeah,
who was dining with Angelo Elia personally preparing dishes for you and Mike Lubie yesterday.
I did not take any big bites there. I was on my best behavior as Lubie noted.
I think you've refined yourself. I believe it's all to the credit of Val Law.
Yeah, well,
who has reformed you to the point where you're actually
seen me shovel that cannoli in one bite, and I had it all over my hands.
The gun, man.
It looked like the baby diaper all over again. That was not, and I did appreciate.
Have you been to his bakery, Chef Angelo?
I want to go so bad. I never heard of it.
I have.
Park Boulevard,
it's delicious. He uses high-end. He
great,
uses butter that's like $40 a pound now. I remember when they first opened 8 years ago, it was like $12 or $15 a pound.
And the Tapas place on Federal does very, very well.
He stands for quality. And you know what else stands for quality and class and dignity? Our friends at Tropical Acres
I knew you were going to
Steakhouse.
say that, man. I love Jack's studio.
It was so great seeing his son Joe along with his wife Jill.
Yeah, that was so
and
cool.
A couple of the bartenders were out at Gulfstream on Sunday when we were doing
Doesn't
our
it look like
brunch
Abe
fast.
Vigoda going by?
Yeah, dead or alive, Abe Vigoda.
I think he died.
Dead. He did finally die. That was
the studio alleys are
I love
alive and
Lauderdale by the
strong.
Sea.
Yes.
I mean, if you just had a couple of drinks at the bar and watched the scenery go by, it's fantastic.
We love Lauderdale by the Sea.
Yeah.
But we also love talk about people watching. We love.
Did they do Passover?
Sitting at the bar. No, it's
did.
sitting at the bar.
No, but they'll do Mother's Day
at Tropical Acres Steakhouse, where now the bartenders are Nick and Tony, and they were at a Gulfstream. They were a few tables down. They didn't want anything to do with our group, but I did.
How'd you do that day? Did you win?
No, I didn't cash a ticket, but they had a great time, and you'll have a great time when you go to Tropical Acres. They still have availability on the books for Mother's Day, Sunday, May 12th. They're going to be open from 1 to 8 p.m. Treat mom and grandma and all the mothers in your life.
What a great place to go.
954-989-2500, 954-989-2500. That's the number to get a reservations for Mother's Day or any day. Again, it gets crowded on the weekends. And you're going to want to get in there.
Abe Vigoda.
Get in there. Get your prime rib, the filet mignon. They've got great seafood. Soon it's going to be twin lobster season.
I can't wait. That's when we get back.
This is the last
Not
week.
one, but two.
Last week of stone crab season, which maybe I should have hit up Brad for a
slacked.
stone crab or two. I didn't even think of
Do you
that.
remember in Las Vegas where they had the guy in the tuxedo when he was holding up two lobsters?
Yes.
That's what it's like with the Twin
Acres,
Lobster thing at Tropical
We
Acres.
love that. 2500 Griffin Road. They're open every day but Sunday. And they also still have their butcher shop going where you could go in and get some of their fine cuts of beef to throw on the grill at home. Tropical Acres down the Lunchbox. Sent you.
Well, what was the name of that restaurant, though? It closed a long time. Rosewood Grill or something like that.
It was on the Strip.
You had to go there because of the sign. It was fantastic.
They're closed, but Tropical Acres still open. And
Right
right
on
on
cue.
Perfect time.
Brad is
show.
All right, let's take our first break, and we'll come back with Chef Brad here at Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea, after these words. An exquisite sushi experience. Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, It's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. We're back on the Lunchbox food, glorious food indeed, especially when we're at Even Keel Fish Shack. Now with 2 locations. I'm doing the doubleheader today, having a little lovely lunch here with Brad at the Lauderdale by the Sea flagship location, right on the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard. What a gorgeous day, right close to the
beautiful
beach.
Out. Yeah,
great. Then I'm going to be hitting the happy hour with Val, and has a visiting friend in town, and we're going to be going to the one on Las Olas Boulevard, 1111 East Las Olas Boulevard. How's it going down there, Brad?
It's going good. It's going good. Really, really good. We're excited about how things are moving forward. Oh, here comes my I'm off today, everybody, so I'm allowed to partake.
Yeah, as if chefs
great.
Don't have a little cocktail.
Yeah,
after
a little
service.
whiskey sour.
Yeah. That looks beautiful.
That's really pretty, right? Is that the egg white?
Yeah,
put a little egg white shake on top.
We've been seeing some of these whiskey sours at our friends at Batch Southern Kitchen down in Fort Lauderdale. They make a pecan-infused whiskey sour, and I love the classic coupe glass. I love the little frothy egg whites.
Right.
How is it?
Yummy.
Did you drink it with your pinky up?
No, I didn't do the foozy. I didn't do the whole foozy thing. I'm not. You can tell by the shirt. I'm not really.
Have many people done the doubleheader? Had lunch here and dinner there?
Sure. You know what? To be honest, not that I know
Is Mayo
of.
about to accomplish a
He's
first?
about to accomplish he's a
probably
first
not
feat.
a first, but first that we
for
know
him.
of.
Right.
Yeah, but has anybody done where they actually pay on both legs? I'm going to pay on the second leg. This promotional consideration.
There's a disclaimer that we have to issue here. The food is a promotional provision.
You got to pay a one
by the restaurateur. This swordfish is dynamite. I don't know what you did to it, but
it's
always great.
Oh wait, don't.
Okay, go. Let's see.
Okay.
So Defo's challenged Mike.
The general principle is this is a beautiful new dish for summertime.
We're workshopping. We're workshopping. So I just thought I'd bring a little. It's not the final product.
It's not the pumpkin swordfish variety because
No.
it's not that time of year where it's a certain tinge, but
But
this
it's got
does have an orange tinge.
It does.
I'm going to get to that in a second.
Okay.
Really delicious.
And this is from your local fisherman?
Yeah. This is all
fresh-
locally caught. Same with our
This
snappers.
was in the water
and
today, I think.
It was on the water yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely delicious.
What a difference. Yeah.
Is that the? I don't know which piece I had, but so I'm going to say, it's obviously
This was
Beautiful.
close to the belly, so it's a little fattier
a
part.
little
I thought.
fattier.
Right.
piece. We do like a nice fatty. Oh, look at this, Defo.
I
is
got a little,
Chardonnay
thing
number
coming
2.
in, yeah.
Not that I'm keeping track. All right, so
It's
the
okay. I
swordfish,
haven't
it
been
looks
out
like
much
some
lately.
sort of romesco sauce. I
Very
would
good.
say
Very good.
a romesco over. It's like a rapini broccolini.
Little grilled
He's
broccolini.
2 for 2?
He's 2 for 2.
Broccolini.
Yeah, the
Now
potato.
this, I'm going to say, is it just a straight whipped potato, or is there a little parsnip in there too?
No, it's a
what?
boniato.
What's
puree.
boniato.
Boniato is a tropical white sweet potato.
Very unique.
He got me.
Very unique.
Because I said this is not straight up
Have you heard
potato.
the
I
term
don't know.
Boniato before?
Sometimes I get a little confused because when you whip up the parsnip, sometimes it can have like
it's
a
little
potato
sweet.
like.
It's got because carrots are sweet. It's got a little natural sugar in it.
Yeah.
But
the Boniato, I never would have got
phenomenal.
that.
So
You know what's
right?
great too? Like I'm a big fan of any type of potatoes,
Yeah.
but when you're digging in, you're thinking, okay, it's going to taste this way.
Right.
And it's a total departure, and it's absolutely fantastic.
And that is literally just the potato, a little bit of cream and butter.
Amazing.
There's nothing else added to that. Salt, and that's it. So you just we boil it, and I put it through a food mill to make it nice and flaky and soft.
Oh, it's so good.
And then whip in the butter and the
like no potato I've had. Honestly.
yeah. It's
really good.
it's phenomenal.
And the broccolini is delicious. I love that healthy vegetables now. That's what I.
The idea is we're getting into again.
That is great.
So Florida doesn't have 4 seasons. Florida's got like 8 seasons. You got early spring, late spring, early summer, late summer, early fall, late fall.
I thought it was snowbird and non-snowbird.
Hurricane season.
Hurricane and non-hurricane. Stone crab and non-stone crab. I forgot to hit you up for the stone crab.
I
It's
know.
the last
Oh man.
week of the season.
Oh man. You're gonna have to pay for them tonight. If
The weather girl had an executioner's mask on
Yeah,
today.
right.
She was announcing it was only 80 days to the hurricane
Oh
season.
man. Yeah.
Well,
it's a
and
countdown
it's
to that,
only
too.
less than 7 days of stone crab season.
Right.
Next Wednesday
It's
is the
almost
last
over.
days they
Oh,
can
wow.
pull up the
Yep.
traps May
Yeah.
1st, which I don't know why they didn't extend it till Mother's Day. It used to be till May 15th. We
Right.
always covered Mother's Day. And if you want to shorten the season, then don't let them start pulling up the traps till November 1st.
Well, I
instead of
don't
October
know.
15th.
And these guys, cause I think they end up. What they do is they end up they bulk them up. They bulk up their stash and they freeze them for the.
I don't like the
There's
frozen
yeah,
ones.
me neither. But these people, there's restaurants that serve them all year round just because they
We
get
know
them
that.
frozen.
Yes. But anyway, this is a delicious.
So
for people that don't know what's in a romesco.
Romesco.
sausage.
So this one, it's usually sun-dried tomato. Traditionally, sun-dried tomato, roasted red pepper, paprika, olive oil, and then you blend it with a nut. Traditionally, almonds.
Mhm.
I did fresh tomato. Fresh tomato. I roasted my own red pepper. I put a touch of sambal chili in there
Sambal
instead
chili
of
gives it a
using the
little
cayenne.
kick.
Instead of using cayenne,
Yep.
I needed a balance of sweet, right, with the potato. And I did use toasted almonds, but I was just talking with Nick. You could use whatever you want. We were thinking about maybe even using pistachio or something like that, something cool.
So what do you think when you say you're workshopping?
Yeah, what
how
does that
many
mean? I was gonna ask
variations?
It's like
what
I
do
don't
you
know.
do?
I wanted to taste that. We're to make sure all the flavors meld together, right? And then
I was just
and
thinking
then if
how
I wanted-
complimentary it all.
And then I wanted to, and then we see if we would make any improvements. Like I said, I
Yeah.
maybe change the nut that we're going to blend the romesco with. I think I'm going to make we're going to get some really nice local heirloom tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. Maybe put a nice tomato salad on top of all of that to
Wow.
bring the cold with the warm. And just again, to
How
continue making
long
it
will
more
this
summer.
be on the menu after the experimentation?
Well, we usually I give it a couple months again until we probably get into like June when
people
we
should
start
be
to get
running
summer.
down here. I mean, that is all great, and as you mentioned, I mean, the symmetry of the flavors, while all
it's a
being
balance.
unique, is
It's
absolutely
a
great.
balance.
And
Yeah.
with the swordfish,
Yeah.
fantastic.
So what else do you
I
like?
think it works. I think this whole dish works. I
Yeah.
don't know if it needs to be workshopped any further.
No.
I
Well,
like the sweet that boniato has a little sweetness
it's
to it,
naturally super sweet. Very
and
good.
again, it goes nicely with the little bit of the saltiness and
Right.
the
Lubie,
umami
you
of
better
the
get in on this.
romesco.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
going
watching
fast.
you.
It's
guys
just
are
beautiful
doing it.
fresh
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
I love the way that swordfish has made a comeback because it used to be on every menu when I first got here to South Florida in the late 80s. It was everywhere. Then it disappeared because
Oh,
I guess
I don't
there was
know
a
why.
scare.
Oh, okay.
There's a scare about the mercury content.
That's true, but that's why you've got to do medium well. It's got to be medium well.
Okay.
Medium well. If
Okay.
you go too far into the well, it's got to be cooked all the way through because
Yeah.
it does have carry parasites. But if you go over, it doesn't have. It's got fish fat that can meld away very quickly.
Right.
So if you go past the medium well into well done, it's going to end up being dry. You know.
Yep. But it's
You've
a
got a lot of
delicious
great
fish.
varieties of this, though. I mean, every time we
Yeah.
come here and you serve swordfish, it's been incredible.
It's something different.
Yeah.
Something different too.
He gets it from the local orders. That makes all the difference. What else we got? We got the,
So
well,
this, okay, the
the
crab
soup.
bisque,
Yep,
the crab bisque
crab bisque.
with
Crab bisque is
with the roasted corn and a little bit of chili oil, which is going to be on the menu at least continuing for the next couple weeks. Then we did the hamachi poke, which hamachi is a Pacific Coast kind of. It's in the mackerel it's like a cousin of the mackerel.
They call it yellowtail in the
Yellowtail, right,
Japanese
right.
restaurants. Yeah.
We did it with edamame and cashews with a little soy vinaigrette, and then our roasted chicken, which
this is at my
it
request.
takes me home, takes me back. This is Ohio on a plate right here.
Oh, and I love that you got
the goat cheese polenta. Yeah,
the spring touches with the little snap
with the peas, with the English peas and the little pea tendrils on top too.
Tendrils. I love the word tendrils. Anytime you could,
you would never think of that. I mean, you're looking at it, you're not thinking it's a roast chicken dish, especially after getting that Balco Lamb's chicken at Costco.
Yeah, right.
That is a treatment of chicken.
Yeah, this is free range stuff. We get this from a vendor here. I don't think it's sourced in Florida, but it's never frozen.
Look at this. You got like a roasted
heirloom carrot. You got some braised shiitakes. Those mushrooms are insane.
Shiitakes. I'm gonna and then a little polenta,
little
goat cheese
onion. Yeah.
polenta, which I'm trying to stay away from the carbs, but just the barest coating on my mushroom here.
Looks fantastic.
Oh, that's good.
I was telling Michael that I sampled your chicken Caesar here one day, and you're thinking, chicken Caesar, that's pretty common. But
we get so many
the way
people
you do it, I mean,
a lot of people complimenting
so.
You got to make the dressing from scratch. The anchovies, the capers, the mustard, all that kind of stuff.
Do a lot of great things. Different type of chicken dishes that you can get.
Yeah. We could do. We could serve this chicken on. We could serve this chicken with French fries if somebody wanted to.
Yeah,
what's the word, Michael?
Well, the word is I got no knife, so I'm using 2 forks.
Which is more than enough. I'm staring at it. I just noticed that.
I'm butchering it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's moist. It's succulent.
So good.
This was the guy that picked the whole fish apart with a pair of tweezers. When he was here the last time. Unbelievable.
Well, Brad, one thing you guys do, and I again, you make everything feel elevated with a great atmosphere and a great vibe here, casual. But you're always cool about keeping some things on the menu that people love, but switching things out as the seasons go. So you're talking about adding this. What else? What other movement do you see on the menu?
Well, we just changed the scallops, so we've got that. We got which I think you guys tasted last time you were here. The Homestead, the corn from Homestead, with the scallops is really, really nice. Yeah, I don't know. We just take it one dish at a time. But our whole thing with like our customers that come in, like, oh, we really loved what you had on the menu before, and fortunately for me, and even through my career, when I started at 3030 Ocean, Dean would do the same thing. That went away, but I guarantee you, I have something else on the menu you're going to fall in love with. So don't get too attached with your girlfriend now. Wait till you see this next one. So but that's kind of where we go with it. I'm very confident that I apologize. And usually, what we started doing now that we've been open for a couple of years is I'll bring that dish will come back next spring. Early spring or. The lentils are going away with the swordfish now. People love that dish. Okay, that'll be back in the fall of next year. When it starts to get cooler outside again, we'll start bringing that stuff back. That roasted pumpkin soup with the lobster. It's not lobster season or it's not. It's not lobster season, and it's not pumpkin
should only be in the fall.
Yeah, right.
So seasonally appropriate.
But I think that's cool. Like that. It gives you a more local feel, which is something you're big on,
right?
And because we were just in the Dominican Republic, and right now everywhere you go, you're getting passion fruit,
right?
And my wife was like, "Well, in 2 months it'll be mango." Like I think that's
cool.
That
I've got a mango tree. The same thing with our
freshness,
our grilled cheese.
Creativity.
Our pate we're serving with the strawberry compote. I'm getting excited.
Sorry.
Strawberry compote.
And I was going to say, Michael, you have to try that before we get in there because that is all you. It has your name written all over it.
Well, and you do it with a little bit of an Asian treatment, right? So you got the edamame and cashews. Do I see?
Yeah, cashews and then the crispy garlic on top too.
Garlic,
and what is this called again?
That's the hamachi poke.
Hamachi poke.
And there's I not to insult anybody, but I can't get enough of your house-made hot sauce
which we sell by the bottle here too.
So I'm going to put a couple of drops of that on and just do.
Here's a test.
I know he's going to love it.
Oh, that's great.
That is so good.
Yeah.
I'm working with the bad tooth, so I got to chew it all on this side, especially these crunchy house-made pita
You could have Defo baby burn it too if you wanted to. That'd be funny.
That might improve the ratings of the show. I mean, those advertising dollars are going to have to escalate at that point.
And I love that we're in spring, and you got a little bit of green on every dish. You got the peas with the pea tendrils. You got the edamame. You got the broccolini.
That's the color of the season, right? So that's kind of it just kind of does it. That green nature does its own work. I just try and help out a little bit.
Hopefully green for some greenbacks.
Oh, there
and
goes
money
the fish
with
and chips.
The Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, fish chips.
So you mentioned the seasonality and changing the dishes, but you do have your mainstays that are never going to come off the menu.
Well,
the
specifically
fish and chips,
the lobster roll, but even the like Lubie was saying
crab,
with the grilled cheese, the grilled cheese, mango. We got the mango tree behind the house. We've got the what are we doing? We're doing peach marmalade right now.
Nice.
So we got Georgia peaches. Well, I haven't found any peaches in Florida yet, but we got really nice Florida peaches, which are in season right now. And then that's going to change to the mangoes in 2 months when the tree behind my house starts sprouting those guys. So it's
because that's the thing. Like I feel like people look. We love our mainstays. We love the things that we get used to.
Right.
But at least doing the show, I found it really cool to try new things.
What people don't realize is that if you want to get a pumpkin right now,
it's not going to be a normal.
You're going to get it from. You're going to be paying more to get it from California than you would if you were to go down to the farmers market here. What are you going to get when you go down to the farmers market? You're going to be able to get tomatoes and corn and broccoli and cipollini onions.
Yeah,
and
I
that
just
kind
saw
of
the
stuff
cipollini onions
Yeah,
working on the other side of the
slow
plate.
roasted.
I love
like
that.
Melts.
That's like, oh my god, with
Yeah.
that, with a little bit of the polenta and the goat cheese.
Yeah, should have got you.
Well, the knife would have made things too easy.
I'm almost
Yeah,
enjoying
right.
him killing himself to eat
Yeah.
the food.
I'm going in on this. What else is going on? I mean, in terms of you guys are
That's
always doing events, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got
So
any-
we got an event tomorrow at the Hard Rock. I can't remember which one it's for. that we're doing something. But no, that's it. We're trucking along. We've got some fun stuff planned for the Los Olas location. We're probably going to do that brunch party in the next couple of weeks with the DJ and all that kind of
Nice.
stuff.
No, it's not the mayor's ball tomorrow at Hard Rock, is it?
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something's going on. Well, they always got something.
There's
on.
always something. Yeah.
And
But no, it's we're getting ready for we're playing around with the menu and we're doing a lot of focus on Los Olas and getting that place trucking along. It's all exciting.
that cipollini onion
So-
is great.
so
You just-
good.
Oh, melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
Along with some of the polenta. That's great. All the dishes here. Again,
Imagine coming here for
Casual
lunch.
setting.
You're at the beach. You're having a great time. You come over here. You pop a couple of these cocktails.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, whatever you want. And then what a variety of great flavors.
It's a
My
cool,
God.
it's a cool little place.
and this whole block, this enclave. Look, obviously we now been involved with Taco Craft and Mark Falsetto and their group, and they're doing a great job with the Mexican food. You've got the elevated seafood, but in the casual setting.
Yep.
Lauderdale by the Sea, we love it down
Yeah,
here.
this area is
You
amazing.
guys got to come up, and now that all the snowbirds and some of the other spring breakers
Slow down
are
a
flocking away,
Yeah.
it's easier to get in and out. The parking is
locals.
really easy. There's two choices now. If you're downtown, you want to hit the Los Olas scene, or here Lauderdale by the Sea. News, I guess down the block there was a place called, was it Mulligan's?
Yeah, Mulligan's.
And it went out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've heard rumors that the guys that own Grand Forno Bakery downtown Fort Lauderdale have bought it.
I don't know,
anything?
but that would be amazing.
Other people
'Cause
are
Grand Forno's
speculating
bread is
that the tapas
phenomenal.
people, the people
Yeah.
that don't eat tapas,
Is that the
supposedly they
rumor?
bought it, and it's going to become like an tapas.
Oh,
Okay.
is that the rumor you heard? The rumor I heard was that it was the Grand Forno guys. So,
Oh, wow.
well, there's all
Yeah.
kinds of competing rumors. out
I've
there.
seen
We'll-
that though repeatedly on various social media outlets. But
Well, that means it's true, right?
no, I don't know, but it makes sense in a way because that actually would be a good addition because it's different than anything else that's here. You know,
I think Mulligan's could have used a little love anyway. It's just whatever it does to bring more people to this
Yeah.
area. That's
Yeah.
what we're all about.
Yeah.
And we've got the sushi sake next door.
Oh, they're
You know,
coming in?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they're building actually next door to us. So
All right.
You know
That's
what?
about time. That's been empty for a while.
yeah, we're tired of being the new guys on the block, anyways.
Yeah.
But no, whatever it does to bring more attention and more traffic down to
all good.
Lauderdale by the Seas.
All right, Brad. Well, thank you for stopping by.
Awesome
Thank you for
performance.
feeding
My
us
pleasure.
as usual.
My pleasure.
did the guy come through? I mean, he had a triple double here. It was amazing. It was like he just beat the Knicks with a buzzer shot.
Hey, before we go to our next break, and Brad, we're going to hang out.
Sure.
On his way, Phil Morrow from the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, and I want to put in the good word about Burger Month is
Yeah,
coming
they do
up.
Burger here.
954 Burger Month is their next happening because the food festival is not just a one-week event in January anymore. It's year-round celebration of all the great food and libations that you could find in the greater Fort Lauderdale area, and they're going to be celebrating 954 Burger Month. We're doing the kickoff event next Wednesday with our friend Seth Burger Beast Gonzalez at Lauder Ale, which is a microbrew near the Port Everglades. It's a little hard to find, Defo, but it's right.
Have you
tucked away
spoken
there
to the
by
Beast, by the way?
Yes, we did
you
patch
patched
things up.
Oh,
Yeah.
good, good.
Yes.
Apparently,
Yeah, I had an
rumors
actual
of our, feud were greatly exaggerated.
By
He
you.
never
Again, it
was
was you
angry
who
at
did that.
me. He was just
How
kind
they
of
mostly go.
he was
right?
pumping it up just to get a rise out of Phil. But Burger Beast's going to be there next Wednesday. Go online, 954burgermonth.com or vlfoodwine.com to get all the information about ticketing for some of the events and also the list of participating restaurants. I kept telling Phil, you got one of the best burgers in town right here.
Yeah.
But you can find some offbeat variations, even those hideous vegan burgers. All right, I said it. But yeah, there's some creative burgers out there. And again, Burger Beast is going to be having his other celebration on May 19th, Sunday at Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. Our friends at Gilbert's. Go online, 954burgermonth.com. Get your tickets today.
Is that not an appropriate venue for it? I mean, Gilbert's, they have a great burger there.
That's one of the best burgers in town.
Lenore, I always love it. And, she starts riding you on the show there.
Yep.
And then brings out 1,000 dishes for you.
I love getting ragged on, Defo. I just love it. All right, let's take our next break, and we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox from Even Keel Fish Shack after these words.
Good
All
job,
right,
Brad.
From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, Even Keel Fish Shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Style slice. How about lunch specials for under $9 that come with garlic rolls and a fountain drink? I'm talking about Stromboli Pizza Kitchen in the Fountains of Plantation, 801 South University Drive. Since 1987, it's been home to Brooklyn-style pies and slices, heroes and paninis, pastas, and all your Italian-American favorites. It's got the unpretentious vibe of the pizza places of my youth with daily specials, family dinners, outdoor seating, eat-in, carry-out, or delivery. Open 7 days a week. Go to strombolispizza.com to place your order today.
We're back on the Lunchbox. Even Keel Fish Shack, Lauderdale by the Sea, A1A, Commercial Boulevard. I love it here. I love all the food. I love the atmosphere. I love the drinks, even though I'm not drinking. I'm going for happy hour
you
tonight.
You haven't been drinking? What was the reason for that?
Health.
With the weight loss?
Health considerations.
Oh, nice.
You know,
okay.
I'm trying to do good.
All right.
And
it's to be respected.
I'm going to, allow myself basically like 1 day of having some light drinking, but today is not the day.
What would be the drink of choice? I mean, you've been on the wagon for a week.
No, I like this time of year. I do like having some of those vodka mules, the Moscow mules they do here.
All right.
Downtown at the Las Olas location. The drink is called If You Know, You Know. But we know because it was Chris Wilbur who used to run the original Canyon and the world famous prickly pear margarita. If you know, you know. When you go down to the new Las Olas location and you ask for that drink, you're going to get the original prickly pear margarita. It's
You know what? That was a hard drink to duplicate. The way they did it there at Canyon, the original Canyon.
Yeah, and it's delicious. And I might have to cheat and have one of those today. But
that was great.
That's the thing. If you go to a happy hour and
but you're going to be at Keel later on, you're going to have to drink something.
Yeah, they have that drink. That begs a philosophical question of, if you go to a happy hour and you're not drinking, is it truly happy?
Yeah, how are you happy?
Well, and beyond that, I mean, does the lovely Val Law have to put up with you, in your straight, grumpy, usual mood? Or
what's your word for me is always insufferable. Her word for me.
You're less insufferable than you used to be. I think. Have you noticed that, Louie? Because you would have never gone to a Texas Roadhouse back in the day.
She calls me persnickety. That's her adjective.
You get a little weird. I mean, but I see where it comes from, and it's all from the people on Let's Eat South Florida. And I was thinking, geez, this guy's mentality has really been shaped by this
It's
to the point where, as smart and intellectually, wonderful as you had been, you can't get past the sensitivity about how insulting some of this stuff is.
It's affected my whole being. Yeah. And it's funny. I had a friend on Facebook.
I see it. I mean, I see it really clearly.
I had a friend on Facebook who just popped back in my feed, and his post was, I just came back to Facebook after a 3-month hiatus, and my comment to him was, what did you do for aggravation?
Because people shouldn't get aggravated by this stuff.
I shouldn't.
Yeah,
but I don't.
But
do
you're
as many
dealing with
gummies
it.
As you.
Yeah, you're dealing with it. But you're into it. I mean, it's your thing, so it's a whole different approach. I really find the site is great.
No,
because I've been turned on to so many great places from this place.
I can't tell you. It's gratifying
for
because
what it's meant for, it's great.
This week, I can't tell you. I think I've been approached like 4 or 5 times by different people, men, women, who say they recognize me from the group. They come up, they say they love the group. They say they find it hilarious and entertaining and informative, and they've found a lot of good restaurants. And then they say, I don't know how you do it.
Because you can't
I would never leave a comment on there myself because it's like a pack of hyenas.
Well, Lubie knows me. I mean, I'm pretty much the same person on the air as I am off the air. But but a show happens, and as soon as it's over, it's over.
It's done. Yeah. Okay.
Right. I mean, and the same thing with reviewing all of these different comments. At the minute you're not doing it anymore, I mean, but I think this subliminally has crept into your psyche.
It's 24/7 because it's a relentless barrage of posts,
and it's tough to take
and comments to monitor, and then you got to throw people out or do sanctions and put them in the penalty box because they start using curse words or tearing each other, and you got to monitor that all the time because otherwise, like, you can't just let something that's abusive sit there for 12 hours.
But not everybody thinks like you or me or anybody else. So when somebody is like belly aching about that they charged me the 20% on the tax or this or that or some form of minutia, to some people that's really important.
I've given up on the receipt thing. Like, like Gretchen, the co-founder, who's the managing editor of the Sun Sentinel, and David
she deals with that?
No. They were saying maybe we should just ban all the receipt things. I was like, no, it drives engagement. People love it.
There's some legitimacy to it.
I've just thrown up my hands and the white towel and said, I give up. I'm going to post these things, but I'm not going to try to analyze it or get into it. Let the hyenas rip each other apart about.
Well, it's funny that people get so wild about it because it really is minutia. But at the same time, your option is incredible here. Look, we're in an area where you could go to 10 places and they're all really good.
Yeah.
All right. And then you could walk like half a mile that way and you got 10 more places. Yep. So your option is, instead of like getting all bent out of shape, just go somewhere else.
Enjoy the bounty. And if something is running long, then have a drink or a mocktail, in my case these days.
Yeah.
And just chill out, have a conversation, relax with the person you're with. And if you're with nobody, then just go read some.
Some of these points about the checker actually have some validity to them, where you would say, I could see what a guy could get upset about that.
Well, that was the gratifying thing when we were at our new sponsor.
But I'm not the type to, dwell on it. Yeah.
Our new sponsor at Stromboli's, Angelique, the wife of Nick, was saying how she learned something from one of those receipt posts on the group because those systems that they use had a glitch that when they would split the checks, it would still show a tip guide as if it was the full amount.
Oh, nice.
And when it caused an
as
uproar,
a waiter, I always love that when the people mistakenly paid that.
If you can't do your own math, you deserve what you get. But
this goes back 50 years.
She said she was first alerted. I mean, it caused a frenzy on the group, and then she's like, "Oh wow, does that happen with our system too when we split checks?" And sure enough, it did. Yeah. And she went in and had her computer, guys adjust it. So that's a case where restaurateurs who are on the group and monitoring things are actually benefiting by kind of finding potential problems.
It's no easy racket.
Nipping it in the bud.
It really isn't. I mean, look at what Brand puts into this.
It's beautiful.
The thinking and everything, and then you have to deal with all these other things.
Is a new addition to this dish.
Polenta, beautiful. The boniato mashed potatoes. That's again, it's a potato like root that's from Central South America. I never would have got that one. He stumped me.
No, you were good.
Very
impressive today. Yeah. I mean, considering the dementia and everything.
Yeah.
All right. In fact, you have a tooth thing.
We got to get to the last break. Yes. And before we do that, I got to put in the good word for our friends at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, 525 North Federal Highway there, right on the, side of Federal Highway. There is a free parking garage. That side street right across the street. You get up to 4 hours of free parking. It makes it a breeze to get in and out of Batch.
Yep.
And it's the place to go for whether you want a nice happy hour also. They've got some beautiful deals there during the weeknights from, I guess it's also 4 to 7. And they also have live music on Wednesdays and live music tonight, Wednesdays through Friday.
Nice.
Whiskey Wednesdays, Sunday weekend brunch, actually Saturday and Sunday brunch, lunch and dinner 7 days. Our friend Kevin does a great job there at Batch. They want to take great care of you. He really takes the hospitality business seriously, and you're going to have a great time, great food. Things like the jambalaya, shrimp and grits, chicken and waffles, all kinds of mac and cheeses, short rib, some fish dishes. They have a great burger there.
Sandwich.
I could go on down the line. And, of course, when you're in there for brunch, those famous drop biscuits, you can't beat them. I love them. Again, Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
You know, it's great. Some of your degenerate friends showed up. So do you see what they changed the screen to here? You didn't have to hassle with anybody. We got the second of Keel coming up. And we're coming back to wrap up. It has to be about done, right? This edition of Lunchbox.
Yeah, we're as soon as we get this.
Beautiful. Okay, all right. We're coming back to finish it off. But a beautiful day here. Lauderdale by the Sea. Come on out, people. And this would be, I mean, now you're on your health kick and everything. Can you feel it? I mean, it's just a delightful lunch to have in this setting. I mean, come on, people.
Fish,
take
chicken,
advantage of it. Wow.
A little bit of that soup.
All right, we're coming back in a moment.
Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com.
Okay, we're back at Even Keel, putting the finishing touches on this edition
this onion, man.
and on this lunch. What do you think of the Cipollini onion?
It's very nice.
I tell you what, I have to say this, and the combination of flavors here was absolutely sensational.
Yep.
All very different, and yet all blending together perfectly.
Worked really well.
The onion thing is fantastic.
You know, the thing is, every plate contains all these different little components that just raises it above
And they're all
the
distinct,
ordinary.
though. They're all distinct,
And
but not
that-
overwhelming.
That's what you get here at Even Keel.
Brad's
All right.
very particular about it. I mean, most great chefs would have to be, and
Yeah.
he's very particular about his whole approach and the ingredients. It's fascinating.
They call it in the business the setup
Really
of the
great
plate.
job. Great job.
And, you know, every set here is, you know, balanced, different colors, different
Beautiful
flavors.
and flavorful.
They always usually have the
Yeah.
crunch, which I love. Great protein.
But this chicken dish was phenomenal.
Innovative starch. I suggest you come out here.
Yeah, the
2
weather's
locations.
amazing.
If you're close to the beach and want a
Fantastic.
beautiful day, what a gorgeous day today, too.
Couldn't be any nicer.
Again, A1A Commercial Boulevard, and now they're downtown Las Olas, Fort Lauderdale location, 1111 East Las Olas Boulevard. We had a great time today. Thanks again to Brad,
Thank
Chef
you.
Nick,
Yeah.
Colin behind the bar, Lubie on the mixing board, Defo on a hobbled ankle.
You made
And
it out here.
that's going to do for today. We'll be at Gulfstream. Are you going to be able to make it
10
to Gulfstream?
pounds.
I'm going to make every attempt to be there.
Okay.
Trust me.
I got a spare pair of crutches if you need.
It's not the crunches so much, but I need the free forms. That's
Oh.
$24 worth of racing forms. You think I'm going to pass that
I
up
need
because
the
I can't
eggs.
walk over there? Get out
That's
of here.
it. All right. That'll do it for today. Enjoy every piece of beautiful fish and enjoy every sandwich.